Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Here we got our Western tornado. I don't know how many yards it is, but the customer is requesting strobe lights, so we're gonna hook them up for those. I'm using a 99766 strobe light kit provided by us. You can use any strobe lights you want. You just have to wrap the right adapter, and you have to just pick up the relay fuse harness assembly from us, and you can hook up any strobe lights you want. So basically, you want to take off the chute, and there's two 10 mils and 7/16 bolt that hold this cover on. Basically, in that cover is where your module is and where all your accessory, like your vibrator, work lights, and your strobes go to. So sometimes it gets salty in there, so just be cautious when you go in there. Don't try to get any more salt in there. So basically, they're just gonna get it plain Jane. There's no brand on these strobe lights, they're just LED. Basically just measuring, I think it was like 5 1/4 distance between those two, and then 3 inches between the top and the bottom. So just marking center for my hole that I want to drill out. Same on the other side. Now I'm using a step bit. I'm using 2 different ones. I run the first one. Make sure you run slowly if you have a work light in there, because you don't want to hit your wires. So drill a small little hole, check. Drill a little bit more, check. I think the step bit's like 1 inch. I'm not sure what size you have to go up to, but you just want a size big enough to fit your connector through the hole. If it's too small, if it's too tight, make sure it's not too tight either, because then you won't be able to get your connector back out of the hole if you need to change it. Which you'll see me here in a few seconds. Check that, make sure it fits, and then we'll go from there again. So I just pulled out the harness to check. Here I am checking, make sure they fit. Nice. Just giving one last little drill, and they're good to go. You don't want to make them too big, because then you won't be able to cover them with the rubber that goes over the light to help seal it in. So here are the strobes. Like I said, I don't know the brand. Probably just a generic random brand. They work pretty good. They're pretty bright. Alright, so here comes the fun part. I've had a lot of practice doing this, so it's easier to get use a clothes hanger, metal one, bend it, and get a extendable magnet and some electrical tape. Alright, so you just feed them through the hole that someone already made for the work light. Now that bottom hole that I'm pushing through, make sure that's a decent size. Just don't make sure it just fits one wire, because you'll have multiple wires running through that hole, and if you only make it for one wire, then you have to take the whole wire out and restart from the work light. So basically fish it in, get to where you can see it, shove your magnet in there, get a hold of it and pull it out, and then just tape your harness to the end of it and just pull it right through. Pretty simple. Now there is two different lengths. There's one short and one long. The short one goes on the driver's side closest to the box that you're going to, and the long one goes to the passenger side because it's a longer run. So make sure you check the sides before you run it so you have enough. Now the other side doesn't have a hole because there is no work light, so I'm going to use my step bit and drill up into, but make sure, because there's like a little gap between the inside and the outside, like it's molded. Make sure you do not drill through to the inside, because then your salt will get into your spreader. So make sure you just drill a hole and check, every now and then, and just be careful about it. So here I'm installing the strobes. Comes with 4 small Phillips screws. Just screw them in, make them even. Just make sure you don't hit the wires in the back. Again, just make them even, make them look good, and then you just zip tie your harness to that existing motor harness, and you run over to the box with it. And make sure you leave a little slack in the spreader in case you have to pull the strobe and replace it. It's always a good idea to do, so you have some pull when you need to replace that strobe if it goes bad. Alright, so here's the strobes installed. Pretty good, pretty center. There's that bottom hole, runs the harness over, and here's the other one. And here's the look inside the box with the module and all the wiring. It's pretty messy. So we're trying. Alright, switching to the helmet cam. It's supposed to be 1080p, but it has like night vision, so it kind of screws with the picture of it, makes it look dark and whatnot, but do the best I can with it. Here I'm in the box. So in the box is where your wire harness goes. It connects to that black fuse. We use it as like an inline fuse block, but they don't have a fuse in it. They just connect the grounds there. You want to connect all your accessories to that and nothing else. Not very good video right here showing that, but you know, dielectric grease it. Salt will get in there. And connect your ground. Now, if you're doing a vibrator, just unhook the splitter because the ground activates the vibrator. It's not the power, it's the ground.
Now we know where
All ground activated.
details.
So as you're trying to
Sitting
put
up
together,
front and bullshitting all day long.
strobe light, no big deal. Just tighten those down. Like you can bypass this if you're going all aftermarket. The only thing this harness does is that you're able to use the spreader controller to turn on the strobe lights. If you're not worried about that, you can go completely aftermarket. You just need to run a wire to a switch in the front in the cab. You can run your ground to that ground post on the strobes, and you can completely bypass all this if you want. But most people like using their controller. To me, it's nice. So you get the power on that, and there's just two plugs. Just plug it in, and then the yellow, it's like a yellow single terminal on the harness goes to a white wire with a female end. That's for the strobe lights. I believe the blue is for the vibrator, and then the gray is for a work light. Yellow wire coming off your harness, and there's your white female end next to the orange one. Plug those two together. There's already dielectric grease in there, and take your harness and plug it to the other harness, and then test them before you put your stuff back together. Alright, so here's the final look. There's the strobes. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.